Hello and welcome to the White Coat Classroom. In this module, we will be learning about the hip bone. The hip bone is also called as innominate bone and it is a large irregular bone. It is formed by fusion of three bones, the ilium bone, the ischium bone and the pubis bone. This hip bone articulates with the other side hip bone forming the pelvic girdle. So, the two hip bones and the sacrum bone unites to form the pelvic girdle. So, this is the pelvic girdle formed by fusion of two hip bones and the sacrum. Song with that, this is the head of femur which articulates with the acetybulum cavity of the hip bone forming the hip joint. Let's start our discussion with the site determination of this amazing bone. So for the sake of site determination, we must identify the bone in all three axes. So for identification of medial and lateral, what we must remember is this is the acetibular cavity and this is present in the lateral aspect. So this side becomes the lateral side and this becomes the medial side. For the sake of identification of superior and inferior, we must identify the ilium bone. This is the ilium bone and this convex part lies superiorly. So this becomes the superior. This automatically becomes the inferior. So this is superior, this is inferior, this is lateral, this is medial. For the sake of identification of anterior and posterior, what we must remember is the pubic bone is present anteriorly while the ischium bone is present posteriorly. So the thick bone is the ischium bone and it is present posteriorly while pubic bone is present anteriorly. So this is like this. This is coming in the lateral aspect. This is the superior. This is the inferior aspect and this is coming in the anterior superior aspect. So pubic bone is coming in the anterior superior aspect. So with the reference, we can identify this bone belongs to the left side. Now, after the side determination, let's learn the anatomical position. So for the sake of anatomical position, what we have to do is we have to keep the anterior superior iliac spine and the pubic tubercle in the same coronal plane. Same coronal plane means this should be in the same plane like this, not like this, not like this. So these 2 points should be in the same plane. This is the coronal plane. In this plane, both parts should be at same plane. So in this position, you can clearly appreciate these are in the same coronal plane. The next thing is medial surface of the pubic bone should be directing upwards and backwards. So we are observing from the lateral aspect. Let's appreciate the medial aspect. So this is the medial aspect. So from the medial aspect, what we must remember is this part should be facing upward as well as backward like this. So this should be facing like this. And these 2 points should be in the same coronal plane. And this is the anatomical position of the hip bone. You can also hold the bone from the sciatic notch like this. You have to place the thumb in the sciatic notch like this and 4 fingers over here. So like this you have to place and this becomes the anatomical position like this. With this we have completed with the side determination and anatomical position. Now let's learn about the individual bones. So we have is the ilium bone, which is a plate-like bone. So this is the ilium bone. This is present in the superior aspect. The next one we have is the ischium bone. This is the ischium bone, which is a thick bone and which is present in the posterior inferior aspect as per the anatomical position, while the pubic bone is present in anterior inferior aspect. So, as we know, this is the anatomical position. This part lies in the anterior inferior aspect, that is nothing but the pubic bone, and this lies in the posterior inferior aspect, that is the ischium bone, and in the upper part or in the superior aspect we have is the ilium bone. Now let's start with the ilium bone. Let's start with the ilium bone. The ilium bone has 2 ends, the upper end and the lower end. The upper end is formed by the iliac crest, while the lower end forms the upper border, upper 2/5 part of the acetibular cavity. So its 2/5 part is formed by the ilium bone. Along with the 2 ends, the crest and the lower end, it has 3 borders and 3 surfaces. So it has anterior border, this is the anterior border, this is the posterior border, and this one is the medial border. Talking about the surfaces, it has 3 surfaces. The gluteal surface, this is the gluteal surface, iliac surface also called as iliac fossa, and this is the sacropelvic surface. This surface is the sacropelvic surface. Now let's start with each features in detail. So let's start with the iliac crest. The iliac crest is a convex part. Now, talking about this iliac crest has two ends, the anterior end and the posterior end. So, the anterior end is called as anterior superior iliac spine, while this is called as posterior superior iliac spine. So, this is posterior superior iliac spine and this is anterior superior iliac spine. Let's appreciate the segments of iliac crest. Now, let's appreciate this iliac crest from the superior aspect. When we visualize from superior aspect, we can appreciate this iliac crest is again curved. So it is divisible in two parts, the anterior segment and posterior segment, also called as the ventral and dorsal segment. This larger segment is called as ventral segment and it is approximately 2/3, while this shorter segment is called as dorsal segment and it is approximately 1/3 of the crest. In the dorsal segment, there are two lips, the lateral lip, the medial lip. How we can identify lateral and medial is, we can appreciate the acetabular cavity. So this becomes the lateral side. This is the lateral lip. This is the medial lip. And in between the two lips, we can appreciate this thick ridge. This is called as intermediate crest. So we have two lips and an intermediate area. And in the anterior aspect, we can appreciate this tubercle. So this tubercle is called as ventral tubercle of iliac crest. So this was about the ventral part. In the ventral part, we have two lips, the lateral, medial and intermediate area in between the two lips, dorsal tubercle, concave inward, and it is approximately 2/3 of the crest. While talking about the dorsal part, in the dorsal part, we have two slopes, lateral slope and the medial slope. The next thing is, we can appreciate a dorsal tubercle over here. This is called as dorsal tubercle of iliac crest, and the dorsal part of iliac crest is concave outward. And that's it about the iliac crest. So via iliac crest, we have studied about the upper part of the ilium bone. Now, let's learn about the lower part of the ilium bone. So the lower part of ilium bone forms 2/5 of the acetabular cavity. So 2/5 of the acetabular cavity is formed by the lower part of ilium bone. After the two ends, let's appreciate the borders and the surfaces. So we have three borders, the anterior border, the posterior border and the medial border. The anterior border starts from anterior superior iliac spine and it runs downwards till the iliac crest. The anterior border is a notched border in its upper aspect, while on the anterior border, on its upper half aspect, on its upper half part, it has a notch. This is that notch, while in the inferior or in the lower half, it has a elevation. This is called as anterior inferior spinal, anterior inferior iliac spine. Now, let's appreciate the posterior border. The posterior border starts from posterior superior iliac spine. So this is the posterior superior iliac spine. From the posterior superior iliac spine till the upper border of the ischium bone we have is the posterior border. On the posterior border, here we can appreciate a notch. This is called as the greater sciatic notch. So this is the greater sciatic notch. The inferior aspect of the greater sciatic notch, we again have a tubercle that is called as the posterior inferior iliac spine. The posterior superior iliac spine and this is the posterior inferior iliac spine. That's it about the posterior border. Let's appreciate the medial border. The medial border starts from iliac crest and it runs downwards till the iliopubic eminence and it divides this surface in two parts. That is the iliac surface and the sacropelvic surface. So with this, we have completed with the borders. Now let's appreciate the surfaces. So we have three surfaces, the gluteal surface, the ischial surface, and the sacropelvic surface. So let's start with the gluteal surface. So this large surface which we are appreciating over here, this is the gluteal surface. This gluteal surface is present in the outer aspect. This is convex in its anterior part and concave in its posterior part, just like the iliac crest. So this part is the convex part and this is the concave part. This gluteal surface is divided into four areas by three gluteal lines. So we have is the anterior gluteal line, the posterior gluteal line and the inferior gluteal line. Posterior gluteal line lies approximately 5 centimeters behind the posterior superior iliac spine. So this is the posterior gluteal line. This is the shortest of all the 3 gluteal lines. Next one we have is the anterior gluteal line. Anterior gluteal line lies approximately 4 centimeter behind the anterior superior iliac spine. So this is the anterior gluteal line. Next one we have is the inferior gluteal lines. Here we have is the anterior superior iliac spine. This is the anterior inferior iliac spine. So just above the anterior inferior iliac spine arises the inferior gluteal line. This gluteal line runs downwards and eventually terminates at the apex of the greater sciatic notch. And that's it about the gluteal surface. So it is divisible in 4 parts by the 3 lines: the posterior gluteal line, the anterior gluteal line, and the inferior gluteal line. Let's appreciate the iliac fossa and the sacropelvic surface. Iliac fossa is concave and the iliac fossa forms the lateral wall of pseudopelvis or false pelvis. So this forms the lateral wall of false pelvis. Talking about the sacropelvic surface, the sacropelvic surface is a rough surface. And in this rough surface, we can appreciate 3 major parts. That is the iliac tuberosity part. This is the iliac tuberosity part. The next one we have is the auricular part. So this is the auricular part which articulates with the sacrum bone forming the sacroiliac joint. The next one we have is the pelvic surface. So this smooth part is the pelvic surface which lies anterior inferior to the auricle. The auricle unites with sacrum bone forming sacroiliac joint. And that's it about the surfaces. With this, we have completed with the side determination, anatomical position of hip bone, and the features of ilium bone. Thank you so much for watching. See you there in the next part of the ilium bone and the pubis bone.